George, you need to wake Daddy up. He's got to make brunch. Go on. Wake Daddy. Wake Daddy. He's got to make brunch today.
You little runt, what are you doing? Don't you want some breakfast? No? Yeah? Oh, let's go make some scrambled eggs, George. Okay, I'm going to be doing some scrambled eggs. There's two different recipes I'm going to be doing today. There is my old way I used to do them, which makes little rubbery scrambled eggs, which Alicia hates.
It's overcooked.
Yeah, very much overcooked. And the new way is the same way Gordon Ramsay does his scrambled eggs. I recommend you give this recipe a try and see if you like it, and it might become your new go-to recipe, which it has for us. So the way I used to do it is I would break my eggs into a bowl, I would put in my seasoning, and I'd whisk the hell out of it, and then cook them. So I'm gonna do that for one of the batches, and then the other batch I'm gonna do the way Gordon Ramsay does it, which is our go-to method now. So first thing I'll do is get our old way whisked up. Oops. So we'll go with those two. My goal in this recipe is to not use my mistake slipping noise. I think every video I've had has had that. So what I will sometimes do is put some cream in with these eggs. And this does make our original old recipe a little creamier, but so I'm just gonna mix this enough that it's incorporated. I don't want to over whisk it because that will break down the proteins in the eggs. So let's go with that. Then the other two we're gonna break right into the pan with butter, and I think that's all I need to do. So yeah, we'll whip over there and we'll start getting the cooking process going. All right, so let's do the old method here. So I'm going to start with the heat on. I'm going to put a bit of butter in there. With these pans, I could probably get away without using any butter because they're non-stick. Get them all mixed up. There you go, butter sizzling. Blah, blah, blah. Put the eggs in. And as you go, just clean the pan. Hopefully you've got a non-stick one, it's pretty easy to do. They're cooking fast.
Now when I do the regular method, this is about where I stop cooking.
Yeah.
But you don't.
I used to not. With my new method, they're a lot more runny and creamy, which you like, so. Okay, well, I think about there's where I'm going to want to stop it, because they are going to get rubbery, so.
And they'll keep cooking anyway, right? Once you turn the heat off.
Yeah. Got a tiny little piece of toast there, so let me make sure we're good. Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of egg for that toast.
Yeah. I probably only need to do maybe 1.5 each. Okay, so there is our old method.
Just don't burn yourself on the jet.
Yeah, I'm okay. All right, so let me move this out of the way and we'll start the next one. Okay, so we're going to start with a cold pan. Try not to get any shells in if you can.
I actually had a double yolk in a egg the other week.
Seen one of those in a long time.
Like, do you count that as 2 yolks, like 2 eggs or 1 egg? I wasn't sure.
1.5. Okay, so I'm going to start with quite a bit of butter. This is what's going to give us our creaminess. Is it healthy? No. Is it good? Yes.
I guess you wouldn't have this all the time then.
This is more of a little bit of an indulgent type of scrambled egg, I guess. So I'm going to put this on medium heat, and as you can see, the whites are already starting to cook a bit. So I'm not going to touch anything until we're starting to get a little white all the way around. Just make sure we're on the center of the heat. And the secret to this recipe here is to make sure you don't overcook it. That's the key thing. So what we're going to do is once it starts steaming a bit, we want to take it off the heat. But the entire time it's cooking, we're mixing it once we start mixing, which is about now. When the bottom starts to look like milk like that, you go ahead and start whisking. And this is a bit like a risotto. You're going to have to continuously move and continuously whisk as you're going. Just clean the sides of the pot or the pan. If you want to do this in a sauce pot, you can as well. You can actually whisk a little more.
Sauce pot?
Saucepan. Well, a pot. I hate the word saucepan because this is a pan and a pot is a pot. Dumb term. Okay, so once it's steaming, you want to take it off the heat because the heat's already in the pan. It's going to continue to cook and you don't want to overcook. So let's stop there. And again, we're not putting any seasoning in until the very end. And if your pan is too hot and they are overcooking, you can throw a little more butter in there because the butter will cool it down. Okay. Back on. And if you want to make it a little fancier, you can put some fresh chives in at the end. Oh, I don't want any of that skin in there. Or you can put some smoked salmon with it. But we're just about done there. Oops, making a mess already. Okay, I'm going to take that off the heat. I don't need any more heat, and I want to put a bit more butter in. This will help cool it down. And it'll also give it a little extra creaminess. So.
Do you want the jet off?
No, I'm going to leave it on for now because I might have to come back to it. Let me just see. That butter should melt just from the heat of the eggs. It's on its own. So, yeah. I think we're probably good there. So as you can see, these ones are a little wetter than the previous one I did.
And they look like there's more separated, like almost granules sort of thing, right? Like, I mean, it's...
Yeah, the one thing that's going to be different about this recipe is the texture. So the texture is a little different than you're used to.
Cottage cheese, like, would you say?
A little more like cottage cheese, but the taste and the creaminess is amazing. Here, let me burn this, turn this off so I can keep some of my arm hair. Oops, there we go. So you can season right before you transfer over to the plate, but I'm just going to put a bit on here now. Just a bit of salt. I don't need too much. A little bit of coarsely ground pepper, how I like it. And there we go. So let's move over to the other side and we'll show the difference between the two. Okay, so there we go. This is the old method. And as you can see, there's bits. Big bit.
Chunkier.
Yeah, it's a little chunkier. Whoops. It's a little chunkier. And then this one is, like you said, it's more like a cottage cheese, but the creaminess and the flavor is amazing. This is way creamier. There's way more butter in it. That's probably why. But the flavor's way better in this one. I mean, this is still pretty good. But the thing is, instead of whisking in the bowl, you're basically whisking in the pan and you're using a lot more butter. So it's a little more indulgent, but I recommend you definitely give this recipe a try and see if it becomes your go-to for scrambled eggs. There's not a lot of additional work that you need to do in it. You just got to consistently mix it like a risotto, but yeah, give this recipe a try and go from there. And that is another Cooking with Kragger episode. I think the last one we did was in July. It's almost been 7 months since we've done one. We've done a couple review videos, as you've probably seen on the channel, but yeah, I want to do a little more cooking this year. We'll continue doing some more review videos and we'll see what else we do. As always, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next video. Take care.